Good morning, everybody. Hi.
Hey.
This is Elliot. He's joining me for this video and eating a cookie because I'm a terrible parent. It's not even 8 a.m. I wanted to send a video for a few reasons this morning. Number one, I want to wrap up our discussion this week, which I think went really well. And then I want to talk about your assignments moving forward for the rest of the Unit 2, which is wrapping up right now. And then finally, I'd like to explain a survey that I'm going to send out along with this email. So first of all, our discussion. While this transition to talking online isn't fantastic, and it does suck, I do think that our discussion has been really great online. I think that people seem like they're contributing more online than they would have in class, even though I know I'm requiring it. But what it's done is it's given a lot of people the opportunity to share more than they would have if we were in class together. And then also to explain their points further. So I've learned a lot from you guys that I don't think I would have been able to learn had we been in class, just because we wouldn't have had the time. So, Mike, when you were talking about the Jordans as a symbol of cultural identity, and that thought that the product comes first and then the culture comes after, that was something that really changed the way that I thought about this topic. And then those of you who really questioned Richard King's ability to, or right to speak about the term that he was talking about, really, again, made me question kind of my own thoughts on the topic. So I appreciate all of y'all's effort to really engage with the discussion board, and I've been really pleased with it this week. That being said, one of the things that I want to point out about ethos is a comment that I made in, I think, the later section, which is that ethos and whether or not the appeal to credibility works is really dependent on the audience, right? And so in the comment that I made, I talked about how King, by far of those four authors, is the most credible if you're talking about an academic audience. And what I mean by academic is, people that produce scholarships. So your professors who, in addition to teaching in classes, are also writing scholarly articles and books. They would read those four articles and really look at King's and say that one has the most credibility because he's got the credentials. He's done research in the community for many, many years and has been vetted by his university as someone who has the authority to speak on that topic. Whereas maybe people outside of academia are not that convinced that he has any credible authority to speak on the topic. And his positionality as a white man who works at a university, makes him someone who's out of touch with Native American culture. And so really kind of someone might question why he's even talking about it. And I think that kind of contradiction or dichotomy does go a long way to explain why people are so polarized even in the United States right now, because, it's hard for us to move outside of our kind of understanding of the world or milieu. So, if you're in academia, that's the lens through which you see everything. And if you're not, then, right, you might have some disdain for what people are calling the intellectual elite. And so thinking about your audience and, is this appeal to credibility only meaningful to one group of people? I'll get you milk after. Whereas, hold on one second. Sorry about that. You're about to see milk get spilled all over me. But yeah, so how someone whose argument seems really valid in one context and to one group of people will fall on deaf ears in another population, right? And y'all really kind of teased that out with your comments. So that's the first thing that I wanted to just kind of wrap up, because this is what I would have done at the end of class anyway. The second thing is regarding our 3 assignments for the Unit 2 paper. And so, no thank you. And so what I'm going to do is post those other 2 assignments I'm going to post those other 2 assignments this weekend, and they'll be due at the end of next week, I think. And essentially, I'm going to be asking you to take something that you've already kind of written or thought about and polish it and submit it. And so it'll probably be, related to something that you've already posted on Blackboard. Some of you have asked me about, because I realized that the assignment for the the Unit 2 topic paper was still up on Blackboard, and I'm not requiring you to do that anymore. And so...
No.
So you can just kind of leave that by the wayside.
No.
So instead of doing the Unit 2 paper, I'll just post those additional 2 exercises, and that's what will count as your paper for this unit. I'm sorry. And then the last thing is that I'm going to send out a survey along with an email that I'm sending with this video. And the survey is going to ask you how you felt about class this week. And so I do think probably, I'm not going to say anything because I want you to fill out the survey and tell me what you thought about the level of work that you did to get these assignments done. If it was similar to what you do in when we were meeting in class in terms of the amount of time that you were spending to do it. Just to give me an idea of how much work you were putting in to be able to respond this way. And then, right now you guys are in the middle of taking 3 or 4 or 5 classes online, and your professors might be doing something that I'm not even thinking of that you really like. And so I'd also like to hear a little bit of feedback about things that we can incorporate into the class for the next 6 weeks as we move on to the research unit. So that is what I'm trying to write to you, and I just also wanted to verbally show up and tell you how thankful I was for the participation on the discussion Blackboard, because I was understandably nervous about what this week would look like for us, and I think probably you guys were too. And I just wanted to let you know that the way you showed up was really the way that you showed up. Elliot, the way that you showed up for the discussion was really great and really surpassed my expectations. And so just good job on that. Discussion board. Oh, the last thing. Elliot, here's a little piece of cookie. If you're having a hard time showing up to discussion for whatever reason, whether it's just the format isn't working for you or you don't have like a reliable internet connection, whatever it is, I'm able to be flexible about how you participate in class and how you attend. You have to tell me though. And so just if you need help, you can just send me a quick email and we'll figure it out from there. And literally, I just want to make sure that you're doing whatever you need to do to be able to succeed in the class. Okay? All right. I'm going to sign off before this kid goes too crazy. Elliot, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Say have a good week.
Have a good week.
Say I miss you.
I miss you.
I'm sorry y'all didn't get to meet him in person. He's a turd. All right. Have a good weekend. Work on your first assignment, and I'll post everything for next week on, at least for Tuesday. I'll post it on Sunday. Okay? Hang in there, guys. Hope everybody's doing okay. He's making it impossible. Bye.